Welcome to Frolicology. I'm your host, Steve Brophy. Frolicology is a made-up word. It's a play on words. It's a playful way of exploring the world of play and the study behind it as well. And so the team of Blue Chip Minds wanted to redefine the word play because it comes with weight. It comes with baggage. And often people think that playing at work is being off task and it's not productive. So this is the way that we can redefine play and start to reclaim it. The actual definition of play is an activity or behavior that is carried out with the goal of amusement and fun, involves an enthusiastic and in-the-moment attitude or approach, and is highly interactive among play partners or with the activity itself. So it's fun, immersive, and interactive amongst a group of people. And our brains are predisposed for it. According to Stephen Johnson, author of Wonderland, our brains are predisposed to engineer discovery through play. It is a default mode that we access regularly to discover the world around us, to navigate the complex. But is it just for kids? This quote by George Bernard Shaw is one of my favourites. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. We start being serious. We start being grown-ups. So play is something that adults need to reclaim. So we're now going to make a case for play. We're going to reclaim the word for adults. And we're going to start with the litany of science that's available in the field of play. So here are just some of the benefits for adults. Reduced fatigue, reduced stress, decreased boredom, increased job satisfaction, increased learning, increased mastery, increased creativity, and increased divergent thinking. As well as that, it allows employees to express their emotions and voice their grievances, and increases positive affect. Positive affect is the increase in endorphins and oxygen and blood flow to the brain. So it's sending good neurochemicals throughout our body and allowing us to have clearer and more creative thought processes. So as well as huge benefits for the individual, there are also tremendous benefits for teams and organizations. Play can increase trust between team members, promote a creative and productive climate in work meetings. It increases bonding and social interaction among colleagues because it helps reduce the boundaries between hierarchical roles and relationships. So this contributes to a friendlier organizational atmosphere and a stronger culture of commitment. So we want to move from labor to playber. Playber is a hybrid form of play and labor coined by design technologist Julian Kuchlik. And it is a type of free labor that fits neither traditional models of work nor the categories of play or leisure. So traditionally at work, there are two types of play that are manifested. One is a diversion from work tasks. So play has no tie to the work tasks and is largely social in nature. The second component is internal to work tasks. So it's playing with the task at hand as a way of navigating the complexity of creativity. And we do this in what's called the crucible of play. What play creates for us is spaces to navigate complexity and play with certain rules. When we move between order and chaos, how we navigate that is by creating these spaces that allow the rules to be set aside and for us to play with certain concepts. Pat Kane, who's the author of The Play Ethic, echoes this calling for adults to value play for what it is, which is a zone of time and space where we can lightly handle and toy with the heavy imperatives of human existence, in order to redefine our responses better and seek out new niches which current options have closed down. If you think about your own language, whenever you're engaging with a new concept, often we will use the language, I'm just going to have a play with it. So creating these crucibles of play allows us to navigate a really complex world and come up with new solutions that navigate between chaos and order. So Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi is the godfather of flow. He's the Hungarian psychologist who brought the flow state to the Western world. And he talks about flow and play really coexisting beautifully together. And a society without play grows stilted and stunted. When members are discouraged from spontaneous expressivity in play, they may overlook other possibilities. So when we take the joy and expression out of life, we start to see the world in certain ways. Elemental play and scientific curiosity stem from a common source, a generous hospitality towards newness, puzzlement, the untried difficulty, the emerging unknown. Often you'll see memes of Einstein where he's got his tongue poking out, and scientists like Einstein often created crucibles for play. They created spaces where their ideas could be expansive. They created spaces that allowed them to toy with things that other people thought were quite ordered. So this crucible of play enables us to drop into a flow state. And a flow is an altered state of consciousness where we do the right thing at the right time in the right way. Professor John Vervaeke calls it the extended aha moment, where we go from aha to aha moment, stringing them together into this extended aha moment. It's the magic of being able to play at your best. And flow is a state of consciousness that's available to people at all times. It is a magical state where you start to connect disparate ideas. You start to work in unison with other people. Often you feel that the ideas are just coming from magic. And when you're in a group discussion, you're often finishing each other's sentences. So creating a personal flow state or a group flow state is highly conducive to both individual success at work and joy, but also to organizational success. So where do we start? We start by taking stock and looking back. Our history of play is extensive and it's filled with gold when it comes to the types of play that we most like to do. This play history is the first step towards discovering the inner player. So Dr. Stuart Brown has devoted his life to researching play. And his research starts with getting individuals to fill out a play history. So we have certain types of play that we prefer. We have certain modes that we prefer to do. And so what we want to do is to find the joy from the past and using the clues from the past to help us create crucibles for the future so that we can create it again in our current life. So this is the guide by looking backwards to identifying those natural dispositions that we have that maybe have gone to sleep and bringing them back to life. So we start by looking back, we start by dissecting all of the types of play that we used to enjoy, and then we start to check in to see if they currently exist in our current lives. And with his extensive play histories and his devotion to looking at play in society, Dr. Stuart Brown discovered that there are 7 play personalities. There's the joker, the explorer, the kinesthete, the competitor, the director, storyteller, the collector, and the artist. Now we may fit into a multitude of categories, and our inner player may have evolved over the journey, but our play history will provide guidance here. Looking at your play history, what conditions were present? What was the objective? Who was present? What did it feel like? These unique ingredients give us a blueprint to reproduce the play crucibles that we loved as a kid or as a teenager and bring them back into our adult lives. So now ask yourself, if those conditions are met by your activity, by an activity in your life currently, do the ingredients that you have pulled out of your play history, are they in your current existence? Bring back the joy, but also understand that you can use these in a work context and start to create more instances of flow in your life. One of the most important ones for adults is movement. Movement allows us to get out of our thinking minds and into our bodies. And as soon as we're up and moving, then our body is distracted by the movement patterns, and we start to shift our brainwaves. So we move from that beta, really hyper-vigilant, hyper-aware state down a few notches into more lucid states called alpha and theta. And it is between alpha and theta brainwaves that we access flow states. So if you are unsure, the first thing to do is to get up and moving. The second thing is laughter. So the hallmark of play circuitry is in action for humans is laughter. If you create instances where the people that you work with, even yourself, are up and moving and laughing, you are going to provide an instant shift in the way that people interact with each other, but also the creativity and the connection between people. So find ways to move, find ways to increase laughter at work, because the flow-on effect of these is an organization that is a nicer space to work in, is more creative, and is also more cohesive as an organization. But the real secret of life is to be really completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And as the wise man Alan Watts said, instead of calling it work, to realize it is play. To go alongside this video, we've created a worksheet, and this worksheet will give you a play history to fill out, and then to dissect your play history to look at the ingredients that make it up, and then to look at the play profile to see which one of these is most conducive to you in your life, and also to then see if you can bring that into your life more. Hope you enjoy the video.